May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please?
Broadcast.
Will the Real Weird Sisters please stand up? We're gonna have a problem here. We're the Weird Sisters, we're the Real Weird Sisters. All you other Weird Sisters are fine, but not the victors. Will the Real Weird Sisters please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Broadcast Real Weird Sisters crossover part 2 2023.
Woo!
My name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
My name is Shandy.
I'm Alice.
And my name is Martha.
Ooh,
Mixing it up.
Mixing it up.
Mixing it up, but also nailed it. Second time in a
My
row.
name is. My name is.
That should be the
Martha.
theme song
Yeah,
of the broadcast.
exactly. Because we already have the Real Slim Shady for the Real Weird Sisters.
Martha's going to have to work on coming
Yeah.
up with that for you guys.
My name is.
That would be
Colleen.
spectacular.
Oh my gosh.
Amanda.
And
Tell me what you
Shandy.
need from me, and we will do it. We will make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably just pull the audio from your actual podcast of you guys saying, my name is Colleen, my name is Shandy, and my name is Amanda.
You got to do it now.
Okay, well,
I'm into it.
maybe after
Yeah.
school's out.
Okay, awesome. For next year's crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or for the bloopers show.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Stick it in there.
Somebody said.
Anyway, this is season 7, episode 43, 42.
Mhm.
I've lost track.
43.
43. Shandy's
43.
keeping track.
Yes.
We're 2 away
313.
from our 7th birthday episode. Wild.
Indeed. Yeah.
Shandy, how is France?
It's awesome.
Are you drinking champagne?
So much
Preparing.
champagne.
Now you said
Actually-
it really weird, Martha. Champagne?
So this is the most like French and also most champagne thing that I've ever heard. So part of the reason for this trip is there's a cousin reunion, also Frank's dad's 80th, which is
Oh, wow.
cool. Yes.
Awesome. Happy birthday
Um,
to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny. I remember going to his 60th birthday.
Time flies.
Yeah,
Wow.
time sure does.
Zeit läuft. That's how you say that in German.
Oh.
Alice didn't correct me, so I guess I got it right.
Good enough.
But anyway, so there's that, but then there's also this cousin reunion, which has a name in French, which is so cute. And it's gonna be in the Alps, and like one of the cousins lives in the Alps, and like she was sort of in charge of like the place that we're gonna stay, and it's some like house, whatever, chalet in the Alps. And I think she like knows the person. I'm not really sure exactly how things are working out, but we had like asked, like, let us know, like, what's our part, like, so that we can Venmo you or whatever. And she responded, "Oh, we'll be paying in champagne." Everyone bring
That sounds like something that would happen in Emily in Paris.
But
Oh my
and no
gosh.
and no cooks.
I was going to say, so
No
do you campaign cooks or?
I mean, that's the beauty though. Is like in
the
champagne,
Trader Joe's wine you can drink.
you can get great champagne for like it's not very expensive, but it's like we'll be coming, most of us, from Champagne, so bring extra champagne, like from like good stuff, but it doesn't have to be expensive. And we're paying in champagne. Like, okay,
That's
I've
awesome.
never heard anything more French. That's fucking great. I love it.
It really sounds like you're living it up right now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty great.
I'm glad you're having such a great time in France right now, Shandy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Goals,
Yes.
goals, life goals.
And I think, Amanda, you're somewhere that's not here right now, too.
I believe I am in the Caribbean right now. If memory
Wow.
serves, I believe that is
International
where I currently am.
I can't believe you guys made time on your vacations.
Yeah,
To,
Yeah,
We're
thanks
very
so much.
dedicated. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
means a lot.
Yeah.
I
and-
brought
and-
my microphone. Just
And the
prayed
same
they didn't
time
think
you
it was
were
a
last
penis.
week.
Every time I've traveled,
Cool,
with my podcast microphone in my carry-on, I guess recently it hasn't happened, but they're like, they have to go through my suitcase. They're like, "What is this?" I'm like, "It's a microphone." And they're like, oh, okay. They were like, okay, thanks, because it like looks really weird, especially when I used to use the snowball. That
Yeah.
was
Oh,
like
yeah.
very weird looking.
That happened to Paul
see
when
that.
he was going to Europe. He had a snowball at the time and got
That's
some
what you have,
strange...
Amanda, right?
That is
The
what I
snowball
have.
stuff?
Yeah, I still have the snowball. Yeah, it's why if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Totally.
Jay uses the snowball one that I had. That's what he uses to travel with, because his is all set up like connected to the desktop, so it's easier for him to just take that.
Nice.
But yes, it is funny looking.
Yeah.
But I think like because I have the blue one now, I feel like this would look even funnier.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've traveled.
Solidly more phallic.
Yeah.
I traveled with that, and that was my exact thought. Was it looks like I have a giant dildo in my hair.
Giant, yeah.
Yeah.
My
that
microphone's
is-
really
yeah.
boring looking. It just looks like
It
an
looks like a
actual microphone.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's the one I travel with too. I have a different one now
Looks-
for my setup.
It just
at
looks
home,
like you're
but-
taking a giant mushroom too.
Perfect.
Exactly. Giant shiitake.
Which you shouldn't take in front of your husband.
Exactly.
No.
Full circle.
That's what we
I
call
love a full circle moment.
Indeed. Look at us having such good memories that we remember what we podcasted about a
Right.
whole week ago.
Especially since you guys have traveled
Yeah,
internationally.
our
like
far-flung
that,
parts of the world.
Right. Shandy's been interacting with all these different French people, and yeah.
What we never got
impressive.
to on last week's show that we hopefully will this week is how we all know each
Right.
other.
We teased
Oh
it.
yes,
We teased
yes.
it, but
We did.
that we weren't doing feedback on last week's show, so
we did. So yeah, let's just jump right into the feedback then.
Let's do it.
And while we're answering that, I'm going to try to figure out what week this episode is actually. Margaret's this week. Okay, so yes, it is Memorial Day weekend, I believe, as you're hearing this. So there we are. The next time.
Is it? Oh,
think
it
so.
is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The next time that Amanda, Shandy, and I will be recording together, it will be on Tuesday, June 6th.
May
God,
the
so
6th,
you, so
June the
everyone
6th be with you.
June the
I
6th.
think, yeah. Right? Because
Yeah.
you guys are gone through the 31st of May. Yeah, so yeah, good times.
crazy. So everyone will have already heard our thoughts on Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Yes, because that'll be next week, and then these will be the 2
Yeah.
weeks after that,
Mhm.
and then we won't have. And then I don't know math. Anyway, feedback. Let's do it. Let's see. Greg says this is from our Facebook group, the Jay and Jack Facebook group. Or actually, no, this is a mixture of Facebook group. Okay, so
Thanks,
this is all. So Greg says this is from all the Facebooks together again, like us. Greg says I kind of want to send Star Wars stuff since you're recording on May the 4th. Are we?
Yeah, well, Shandy, I thought your trip was later than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, May
we
the 4th
exist
be with
somewhere
you.
outside of space and time.
Why didn't you send us something for May the 4th feedback?
Yeah.
I know, Greg. Come on.
Jeez,
Yeah,
Greg.
he had the idea to send Star Wars stuff, but then he didn't.
Right? I know this is like 20 days from now, but still. Hello.
Better luck next year.
May the 24th be with you.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Kate says, "Yay! I've been such a broadcast fan since your first crossover. This is like my Super Bowl. Yay!
Oh my goodness.
Well, I hope
Hi,
that you're
compliments.
enjoying it. Times 2.
I think she means this is like her superb owl.
Yeah,
Yes. I
Oh,
love that so much.
Yeah.
Alice and Martha. Zachary has read the first 2 Harry Potter books.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
What did
then
he-
on
what
his
did he like
own.
it?
By himself.
Is he going to be a guest on our show?
I'm sure that kid loves to talk. He likes to be a guest on this show and Survivor JJC. That kid loves. You put him behind a microphone, he's down. But yeah, he my sister had bought him the the interactive pop-up versions
Oh, nice.
for Christmas and whatever. So I don't know. He needed to practice reading because he was a little bit behind, and he just started reading them, and really enjoyed them. He keeps
Nice.
asking
That's
when he
awesome.
can read. When is Prisoner of Azkaban? Well, when's the third book coming out? And I was like, 25 years ago. I got it.
So is he waiting for the pop-up book of that?
Yeah.
Or is okay.
It
Oh my
helps
God,
him
that's funny.
because he's only in third grade. It
Right.
does
Well, you
help
could
him with
do
the
the-
context for a
You could do
lot
the
of.
illustrated version. There's the illustrated version of all of them except for the 6th and 7th, I think. So
Right. I have the first 3 illustrated versions because they sell them at Costco, and Jay used to have them get that for me as a Christmas present each year before,
Right.
Joe came out as a
Same.
massive turf, and I was like, you know what? Maybe you don't have to buy those for me anymore. I've got all the other versions and editions.
Yeah.
But I do have the third one, and
Yeah. Maybe
but
like
he
that.
wants to stick with what he knows.
Yeah.
And again, like, to his credit, like it does help him. Like those
Yeah,
are
that's
those
awesome.
are very good for new readers. So,
Definitely, yeah.
yeah.
Well, and like those books are really meant to be read kind of over the span of time
Yeah.
as Harry's getting older.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
Yes.
that'll be good for him to have a natural way to kind of hold off on reading them.
Yes. So I think the next one comes out in the fall. So I was like, ask Aunt Caitlin. She set a precedent now. She listened to that terrible Barry Weiss podcast about J.K. Rowling,
Oh my gosh.
which I didn't know anything about. And then she's like, did you listen to the Witch Trials of J.K. Rowling? And I was like, I didn't answer at first. I was like, let me Google this to see if this is a friendly or not. And then I saw Barry Weiss was doing it, and I
Yeah,
was
one
like,
of our-
this is not a friendly.
One of our listeners emailed or messaged us asking, "Are you guys going to cover the witch trials?" And I was like, "What is that?" And then she didn't reply. And then I looked it up, and I was like, "Oh, that's what that is." Because I had heard
Yeah.
about Barry Weiss doing something, but I didn't realize that was called the witch trials. Because I tried to just ignore anything with she who must not be named in it.
Yes.
I know. I just kind of followed it like vaguely on Twitter, just like seeing what people were
Yeah.
saying about it. But yeah, no, I have not listened to that either.
Yeah, I probably won't because I
Yeah,
can't stand Barry Weiss either.
right. Barry Weiss is
She
We'll
can
leave
have
it
her
at that.
Twitter files and her check mark.
yeah.
Okay. Faye says, I love these shows. Let's think. Dating advice? More information on Martha's boyfriend?
Yes.
Something broadcast-ish.
Shandy's eyes lit up when Brendan walked across the room like 5 minutes to go to the bathroom. She like the look
Before
on
that
Shandy's
moment,
face.
Shandy didn't quite believe he was real.
I saw pictures.
No.
I heard about it.
Oh, Shandy's face, it was like, I don't even know, like she was drinking a nice glass
Hello.
of Cooks. Well, is this just me answering this? Or are we doing the first part of the question too?
Well, I'm
I
sorry.
mean,
I
I
don't
can
have
try
any
to give
dating.
dating advice, but I
We can
don't
give
think I
dating
have
advice,
it.
but I don't think you want us to answer the question about your boyfriend. I mean, we could come up with
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
He has a cat
He
yes.
does.
and a laundry basket. So he
plays
does
video
laundry.
games.
He does, yeah. Okay. Well, so I haven't talked about him too much on the real show. I don't think I have it all on our real show. So
Just
our
on the
patron-
patron,
fake show,
patron
you
cast
can.
you have.
that's why I said the real show. Yeah.
That's
so
just
on,
clarifying.
on patron casts, patrons
think-
have heard about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been dating since last January. So like a year and 3 months, 4
Ooh,
months, a year and 4
okay.
months. We met on Hinge. So had a long time of failed attempts of using that app, and then somehow something clicked into place.
Yay.
And he's a graphic designer, and he has a cat named Gigi.
It's very cute.
Yeah. So I don't know what else people want to know. I'm kind of Brendan is currently playing Overwatch. Otherwise, I would have him come and say hello. But
Ooh, exclusive.
yeah,
Mm.
well, I texted him earlier and I said, just so you know, I'm going to be answering a question about you. And he was like, I'll come do an interview. And I was like, are you serious? And he was like,
Oh,
no.
yeah, bring him on. Let's
He
go.
said no.
Yes.
So
Time
he
to
was
hit
sarcastic.
pause.
He's not going to come
Do
on.
it.
Well, it's confusing sometimes because he's like, when am I going to be on the show? And then I'm like, well, what do you want to talk about? And then he's like, I'm just kidding. I don't want to be on the show. And I'm so he loves Harry Potter. I guess I can tell the story of our first date because it was like we were both still like, he hadn't had his booster yet, I think, at that point. So we were both like pretty COVID conscious, and cautious. So we had been talking for a bit, and I actually like felt like I trusted him, which is very typical for a dating app relationship. But I was like, okay, he invited me to come to his apartment to watch Harry Potter, and to get takeout. So that was it. So not
Let the
Netflix,
record be
not
known,
Netflix, not
Martha.
Netflix and chill, to watch Harry Potter. And
Alice is doing air
we
quotes.
also established ahead of time. I was very clear. We will be sitting on opposite ends of the couch. Like, that was a very like, and we established that ahead of time, and we stuck to that.
Oh, there he is! I see him.
But anyway,
It's
so
like
the
a
part
spotting.
that I have to share is that he 3D printed a little model of Hogwarts for me to give to me on our first
Wow.
date.
Oh
So-
my goodness.
And the great move that was part of that was that it was not done when I was there on the first date. It was still setting, so he had to hold on to it to give to me on the second date.
Oh, clever.
Yeah. So that's the story that
There's a piece of dating advice for people out there.
right.
3D
Yeah.
print something.
3D print
Yeah.
something that
They're gonna
means
really
a lot
want.
Yeah.
Do you still have the 3D printed Hogwarts?
I do, and it kind of is sad because
Did it melt?
no, it didn't melt, but it never got painted. And like Brendan, when he gave it to me, he was like, "Well, we should paint it together sometime. That could be like an
Aw,
activity we
It's like
do."
this big. You're gonna both sit down and paint?
Well, I don't know. That was his idea.
Brushes, there's little brushes.
Ray, I could go get it. It's
Yes.
cute, I guess.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. While she's doing that, dating advice.
I don't really feel qualified to give dating advice.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. I don't understand what any of the apps do anymore. It's like, which one is Hinge? What does
Yeah.
that one do?
Martha would be probably the most recently in.
Wow.
Wow.
That's really impressive.
You're on mute still, but holy moly. That is
Here it is.
Wow. So wait, does he own a 3D printer, or
He
does that
does. No,
okay.
He's as a graphic designer, went to art school and has had a lot of different lots of technology. He's like loves any kind of new tech.
How long does it
Cool.
take to 3D print a Hogwarts mini
Well,
castle?
so he didn't make the design for it, which
Right.
he probably wouldn't want me to admit. It was like a template that he found.
I just assumed everything was a template.
Yeah. So I think he like had to find it, and then it took like I think 8 hours to set or something. He ended up having to do it twice. Like the first one he didn't work out very well.
He practiced.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he
Well,
persevered.
And,
And
the
what-
rest
so-
is history.
What does he think
Nevertheless,
you're
he
doing?
persisted.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
What does he think you're doing tonight? Like, how did you explain this?
Well, it's a podcast. He knows what a podcast is, Shandy.
It's
Sure,
not
but it's
2007 anymore, Shandy.
Okay.
Actually, part of
Real
why
world.
Well,
Here, I'll-
everybody has a podcast. Does he have a podcast?
no, he
But
streams
that's
on-
just
he
it,
does
it's the
stream on
topic.
Twitch.
He has a
Um,
Twitch
cool.
and a 3D
Right.
printer.
Yeah, kind of a similar. Yeah.
So actually that was part of like how I like built, like I was like I felt like I trusted him, like I could tell that I trusted him right away, because usually I did not talk about the podcast with Hinge people. Like I would usually not mention the podcast.
Yeah.
But with him,
Mhm.
like I somehow like ended up talking about the podcast like in the first day of talking to him. And I was like, that's usually a sign that I'm like actually like get along with this person and like have like an actual like feeling of trust, because yeah, it's like I was able to like talk about the podcast right away, which was like kind of a lot of people in my life, like I've kind of hid it from them when I first meet them, and then I like once like the longer you go without telling them about it, like the weirder it gets.
I do the same thing. I
The
know
harder
exactly
it gets to
what you're
talk
talking
about it. Like,
I know. Well, and the more it starts to feel like you're doing like a humble brag or something,
right,
I'm like,
exactly.
no,
And I'm
like,
no,
I'm just like,
the reason I didn't bring it up is because I did like it's such a not humble.
but like then you're like,
not
I actually
brag.
have a podcast. You sound like you're like bragging
Right,
about it. Yeah, I
right.
hate that.
Yeah, so I was glad that I told him like right away. But yeah, so I actually, this is our second time recording a broadcast crossover since we've been dating. So
Holy
it
shit!
was
Right.
it was weird
Oh my
when I explained it
goodness.
to him last time, because we were only a few months
Okay,
into
right.
dating, and I
And you
think
were
we had
keeping it
some
from
really
all of us.
we had some really crazy questions last time. Like I remember, I think Kayla sent us something that was like
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
like something with like I don't remember how inappropriate it was, but it was something. I remember texting him like the questions that we were going to answer ahead of time, and he was like, "Oh boy, like that sounds like a lot." So then this time I was like, "Well, the questions are about you this time."
Oh my god, I don't even remember what we talked
I
about.
don't
I'm gonna
remember.
look it up.
I just remember it was like making Harry Potter dirtier somehow. Like, of course, like
We got a similar one from Kayla this week.
yeah,
That tracks.
that does track.
So you say it was in January.
No, I don't think we did it in January last year. I think we were in
I think
April
it was
again.
in February or January.
Oh, it was supposed to be in
February.
January, right? Because I've
Yeah, and I
searched
think
for
we had to
these and,
reschedule.
Yeah.
I thought we
That also
switched
tracks.
We switched to April before Eden was born, or March, and then no, we switched to April because it was like
April.
right after we did the crossover that your water broke, like 2 days.
Yeah,
later,
it was
right?
literally like that week. Like we were supposed to bank at least one more episode, and that didn't happen.
But that's okay. It all
Like,
worked
it's-
out.
Didn't
It all
tell
worked out.
the baby about the podcast soon enough. So then it was kind of this awkward thing. Like, should have mentioned.
Like, is it my turn? No. She's like, was I invited to the podcast? Like, was I supposed to be? I don't know.
Well, okay, what's some like very basic dating advice? Obviously, if you're gonna meet somebody for the first time, make it in a public place, unless if you're Martha.
Yeah. I know. Whenever I tell that, like, what's your first date? I'm
And do you all want to hear
Oh my
what she told me
gosh.
she was doing during the first date?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
I did tell my roommates where I was, so it's not like I told nobody.
Tell someone where you're going. Turn on
Right.
your location
Yeah.
finder if you
Yes.
have an
Which
iPhone
I
for the
have
rest of the day.
location services on for Martha, and I usually watch where she is if I know she's out, just to make sure she gets home safe and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I
or like
love
if I haven't texted her back in a while, she finds out where I am. Anyway, I would always get every time I had a online date, I would be very nervous, obviously ahead of time, like very anxious person, not somebody who dated a lot. Lots of things to be anxious about. And with Brendan, when we had our first date, I was like, I don't know. I guess, Alice, I don't think I ever told you when I went on a first date, like with anybody.
Yep, I don't
But
think so.
I never had a first date. Like,
She's not bitter at all.
no other first date, like, ahead of time did I feel like this good about. So I was also like, didn't want to jinx it by telling Alice. So I told
Right.
Alice I was going to the mall.
She's like, she knew that I would see, like, if she wasn't on her phone, she knew I would look up like where she is and then see her at some random location.
Right.
And it actually worked. And I didn't like zoom in really to see like, is this really a mall or anything like that? Because I was just like, oh, okay, she's like,
and
out
I
in some
did go to the
suburb.
mall that morning with my friends. And the mall was not that far from where Brendan lived at the time.
But I was kind of like, you're going to the mall like for 6 hours?
And so
Whoa,
yeah,
6 hours.
She texted Kate.
It's a lot of
We
Orange
watched the first-
Julius.
We watched multiple movies. And we
Uh-huh.
was it 6 hours? It's like 5 hours.
Well, by
because
the
it was
time
the
you
first two
included the
movies.
drive there and the drive
Yeah,
back. Yeah.
But so yeah, I told Alice immediately after, like, because I was like, I had a really
Called
like.
me in a guilty shame.
Well, I also was excited because I wanted to tell her about this date.
Yeah,
I felt
it was.
really good
I don't
about
think
it.
you were that excited. You were more a nervous
Well,
wreck.
I knew you were going to be mad at me. I was nervous about your reaction.
Yeah.
But
Oh my gosh.
every other first date I had was maybe like an hour, and it's not like Alice was going to be tracking me within an hour. But I didn't look
I
at my
usually
phone
only-
the entire date. We
I
watched.
only look at her phone to just like see, okay, did she make it home or that kind of thing? Because then otherwise I worry.
Oh, it's a little bit. I don't know. Not exactly the healthiest. Yeah.
Enabling me. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but
If any
dating
of you want
advice.
to turn your location services on, I'd be more than happy to have them share this with me.
I love this. I wish I had a big sister. This is great.
Yeah. See, I'm just looking out for you.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can share locations with me, Amanda, if you really want.
Okay.
I have both of my sisters on mine.
I'm actually not certain how it works. Like Daniel's always like, share your location. I'm like, I am. Like, ours doesn't work.
oh.
I don't
I
think you're
get
doing.
that. Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
have Martha and Paul. I don't have anybody else that I
I have all my
check.
friends in
Back
Baltimore.
when I was on Snapchat, like there was people that I could see on there where they were or whatever, but I never really used
My friend
that.
that I referenced earlier, with the one with the half bath, she is like the queen of location services, because anytime I'm picking her up or we're meeting up, like she's tracking you, so she will be at her door right when you get there. Like she's like, yeah,
That's a good friend.
I knew you were coming. Like
That's considerate.
it
That is
is.
very
No, and
considerate.
she's like the
Or
most
something.
prompt, like on time person I've ever met. Like she
Oh my
really cares
gosh.
about that. So like she'll be like, I'll be like, oh, I haven't left the house yet. Sorry. She's like, yeah, I saw.
See,
Oh,
I would check, but not to like be ready, just to like ramp up my anxiety to be like, okay, you are now 10 minutes from being ready, but they're going to be here in 2 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
It would
Marty's
just
like,
make me feel bad about
Marty's
myself
like
and my
sitting
inability to be on
at
time.
her front door, like waiting, like checking, like, okay, they're 2 minutes away. All right. I'm watching the car drive up. And she's like, oh, locking her door as you pull up.
Wow.
It's impressive.
I have
Yeah.
never been that person.
No,
I will
I'm not
never
like that
be
at
that
all.
person.
I wish
I will
No.
never
I
be
wish
that
I had a
person.
little bit of that in me. I don't at all.
No.
She's
No.
brought it out in me a little bit. If it's with her now, like if she's picking me up for something, I really try so hard to be on time, and like I'll start tracking her to be like, has she left yet, and that kind of thing.
Just
Yeah.
it sounds very stressful to everyone involved.
Yeah, no,
It's kind of making me like,
I'm making it sound like it's stressful, but she doesn't make it like she's not like
She's trying to do it to be considerate.
yeah,
of you.
exactly. She's like, I didn't want to make you wait. Like,
Does she
yeah.
also have an incredibly clean house or apartment, studio, whatever?
I wouldn't say like anally so. Like, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
she's clean. But like, it's she's really just very considerate. Like, I'm making her sound like she's like maybe more of a obsessive type of person, but she's really just like wants to be on time to everything and is like always like aware of
Yeah.
her. She's very
Yeah.
put together.
That is
That
good for
location
she does not have
service-
children, I assume.
No, no.
Okay.
Save that chick.
She does have a cat, but that's it.
Okay.
no,
Oh my
location
goodness.
tracking kind of freaks me out. And I'm like, I know, Colleen, you shared your location with me when you were driving back home
Yes.
that one time, and that was appreciated. But for like a specific reason. And like Frank shared his location with me when he was driving cross country, which was also like that's very legit. And I've done that with him also when I'm like driving somewhere by myself.
But you do it
But
where it
other than
ends
that-
after a certain period of time.
Right. You like turn it back off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
need
you're-
first of all,
that's
I don't
what
need my
Brennan
phone
needs
to be it already knows too much.
Yeah, that's
they do.
real.
They
That's
do know
real.
a
Fair,
lot.
that is definitely real.
But
No, Brendan's the same way. Because I'm always
unfortunately-
like, shouldn't we share our location with each other? And he's like, I don't have my location on for anything. He's
Yeah,
like, everything
yeah,
is
yeah.
off.
yeah.
I don't know. I listen to murder podcasts. If
Right.
you want to track me where I've been, if I'm been murdered, by all means, use my digital footprint.
That's why if I'm driving by
Use
myself
my geotags.
for like a longer
I'm with
period
you,
of time,
Colleen.
then that's fine. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with
Plus, I have
hers.
a very boring life. I'm like, what? Is my mom gonna check it and see that I'm at the ABC store? Oh my god, I'm 39 years old. Wow, I'm buying vodka. Like, come on. What's the worst? It's not like I'm going anywhere embarrassing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she's gonna be like, oh wow, she's at home again.
Yeah, my location services are pretty boring. It's like home and work.
I will say I've gotten in the habit of using it more to check Alice. Like if I want to call her, sometimes I'll check if she's home or not before I call. And
Yes.
then if she's not home, I won't bother calling. Like sometimes
Yeah.
if I know she's like about to be on her way somewhere, yeah, it can be helpful.
There are so
Yeah.
many cats and so many backgrounds of so many screens right now.
I
Yes.
know. I'm so jealous.
Life is
I had-
beautiful.
I had to open the door to this room because Amber was crying at the door. So
Aw.
Poor baby. She
Aw.
said,
and
"Mommy."
then she wanted to jump up on my lap just now, but she was too scared.
Aw.
I saw that you were talking to people.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah,
this
enough
is
talking
from
about my boyfriend.
Brian, not Brain. And he says, 5 of my favorite people whom I've never met, although by the time you hear this, you will have met me. Coming together again, though all 5 are in separate locations. Yay, technology. So what's the origin story for the 5 of you knowing each other? Shandy, I assume, is the link between the 2 groups. Over the years, through careful sleuthing, I have managed to figure out how Alice and Martha know each other. Well, they do a
Wow.
podcast
What a
called The
master
Real
sleuth.
Weird Sisters.
It's. I feel like there's not just like one link. There's more. It's more like
Yeah.
a chain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
The
But
chain of the internet.
yeah,
The chain starts and ends with Shandy.
the link is. Well, it's more
Well,
actually
no.
Paul.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure. Yeah.
So
So
anyway,
we could start with the simplest that Brian has sort of deduced, which is, well, okay, besides me and Alice being sisters. Alice and Shandy met in college when Alice was in college and Shandy was in grad school.
I thought you were gonna call us Chalice.
I thought
Chalet.
Can we now call you that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that okay? Permission?
That's our mother-daughter name.
yes.
Team
So-
Chalice.
We were in German class together when I was a freshman in college. So I was 18 and Shandy was a
I was in grad
ripe old
school.
24 years old at the time.
Mhm.
So
I was
old.
ancient.
And Shandy had her eye on Alice. She realized that they were going to be besties.
Well, I was in that class with like a friend of mine from high school, and Shandy was in that class with somebody who a friend who she'd taken German with before.
Momo, who just had a baby.
Oh, she
FYI.
did? I didn't even know
Yes.
that. That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
So
Well, and so
we each had a friend that we were always sitting with.
Well, and actually, I mean, I feel like that class was interesting because like I started in German 101.
Right.
And then it was basically like the same sort of cohort that like moved through 101, 102, 201, 202. So we kind of like had established like, this group of people over the course of 2 years. And then I decided to stay in school and do more school because I didn't know what the fuck to do with my life because it was 2008. And getting a master's in art history in 2008 was just like not great. So I stayed in for some more, but once we got to the 300 level, then it was like these high schoolers came in who like had legitimately had German in high school and had like tested into so it was like a whole new dynamic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't really think about. I remember that because I knew you guys knew a lot of the other people in the class, but we didn't. And I was like kind of intimidated because it was like everybody
we
was
were
so
ancient.
much older. Yeah.
Because people were older than you like to begin with because even the traditional college students had like they were probably like juniors and then you came in as a freshman because you tested in. And then so my friend Momo and I don't know why. I think just maybe we were bored. Yeah. And we like decided that we were gonna fuck with everyone. Cause you know how like when you can sit anywhere, you still end up sitting in the same spot all the time.
Yeah. And like after like the second day, maybe max, you're locked into the seat.
You're locked into that. Yeah. And so that's how it was. And we like decided we're gonna fuck with the sitting order. So we like moved to a different spot in the room.
To sit by us.
Yeah. And then it kind of became this like us both trying to be friends with you.
I remember like Shandy and Megan came over and they're like, hi. And we were just like, hi. Like we didn't know you at that point. Like and I feel like we'd been in class maybe like 2 months or something at that point. Like we'd had class together, but we hadn't like gotten to know one another. But I just remember being like, I don't know like what their goal is.
What's
here.
this old lady doing over here?
Why is this old lady talking to me?
They're like, hi.
Yeah.
But wait, did you say hi or were you like, Guten Tag?
No, I think we spoke in English.
Probably said hi. I was probably like, fuck, she actually speaks German.
Yeah. So then after a little bit of that, then we started actually being friends and like having a lot of fun in class together. Yeah. And we didn't like, I remember then one night, like it was like the last night of the semester. I remember Momo was like messaging me on Facebook and like getting to know me on Facebook, like trying to get to know me and my friend and like asking me a ton of questions about like our life and all this stuff. And like was telling me about, I don't know why. So it was like the end of freshman year my freshman year that we really like actually started to, I feel like then at one point you like invited us to go hang out with you or something.
See, because I always thought that the story was that you guys added each other on Facebook and then that's how you all became friends. Like that was like you were in the well, I mean, I knew that you were in the class, but I remember the story of Momo messaging you on Facebook because I remember hearing like they decided to be friends with us on Facebook and then we like got closer because we like saw each other's Facebook updates or something. And then
well, I think
I definitely do remember that summer. Like like talking to you on Messenger.
Yeah.
And like I didn't really like chat very much with people that I didn't know that well.
Yeah, well, it was more common back then than it is now, like way more common.
Well, no, I feel like now
But
I
you
actually
still
talk.
don't.
Now I talk to people I've never fucking met, right? Like,
Yeah, but I mean, like, just to like
You're
sit
welcome.
down and like
chat with your friend
to
on
chat with somebody for like an hour. You'd be
Yeah,
like
I
back
used
and
to do
forth
that way
talking to them
more
like
often.
live.
yes,
Instead of, like,
but like
when
I
that's,
would do
like,
that
the
with my
activity that
like
you're doing.
close like established friends. But I remember we like chatted for a while. I remember like being at home in my apartment and it was like I think we're like actually friends. And then the next year, what was it like the next year when you came back?
Well, then the next year, were you were still in German with us, right? And
Yeah.
so that fall,
Was that when we met Paul?
well, the fall, Paul wasn't in our classes. He was in a linguistics class with me, but you weren't in that. And then in the spring, I didn't actually really talk to him in that fall. Then the spring,
That's when he learned about an apron.
Yeah, exactly. That in the spring, then we had a German class together. We had like a
with Josh.
Yeah, it was like a poetry and prose class or something, right? Like it was like literature.
Was I taking that class or was I auditing? Because at one point I was
think
like,
you started
I'm
auditing.
gonna audit.
I think you were auditing maybe at that point. And you were like just in it because it was fun because like our friends were in there.
Yeah.
Because one of our other friends who's been on the podcast before, Kate, had transferred in sophomore year. So she came around then. So you got to know her then too. Okay. And then anyway, so
I fulfilled my requirement like 3 years ago. But I'm just
I'm just here for the little kids I'm friends with now.
The little kids, yeah, exactly.
I'm just here to be friends with the teenagers.
They help me
the high schoolers that I message with on Facebook.
So then at that point, we were like 19.
But your mind was older.
Exactly.
Nice.
But like Paul and I had 3 classes together that semester. And so then like we started talking and hanging out a lot. And then like obviously got to like be friends with Shandy more. And so then we became pretty good friends throughout college. And then at one point when I was about to study abroad in Austria, there was like a gap where I didn't have a place to live. So I asked my only like friend who had an apartment and didn't have like campus housing, which was Shandy, to live with her. So I was like 3 weeks long, but that was kind of a long...
3 glorious weeks.
It was awesome.
That's when you became her daughter, right?
Yeah. So then that's when the joke came from Shandy's my mother, because it was like I was staying with my mom, and then at one point Paul came to visit.
A married couple.
Yeah, and it was like a joke. It was like the boyfriend's coming to town. It was so weird, but it was funny. And so then so then the three of us were all good friends. And then Paul,
that's when I learned what a podcast was. And I remember we'd be hanging out sometimes on Friday evenings, and he'd be like, "Well, gotta go do my podcast." And we're like, with people I don't know. Like, this is the weirdest fucking.
Is that Survivor Historians?
No, the tribe.
That was the tribe, and it was just the OG tribe at that point. It was just Paul, John, and Adam.
And I just couldn't wrap my head around.
Oh, and Maggie. Well, no, I think it was after Maggie had moved on.
Okay,
so it was at that point maybe just Paul, John, and Adam.
Not Jay.
No, Jay was on Historian.
No, Jay came over when I started.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah.
So then,
but I just couldn't wrap my head around this.
The reason that I'm talking about this is so we can lead into when we got to know
transition.
Yeah.
So Amanda and I went to college together. We met on the first day of college.
We did.
Oh,
Amanda was probably my first friend at Marist College.
Oh, you were my second friend after Annie.
Actually,
no, third. Eric Alejandro was my first friend.
Eric, I knew that.
I know.
Colleen keeps moving down the list a little bit.
Yeah,
it's fine. I'm here.
I mean, but you were the closest because you were just 2 doors down.
I was just two doors
and
down.
Does Amanda have a podcast with any of them now?
No, I certainly don't.
Sure doesn't.
Exactly.
So
enough said.
And then we lived together for a year after we graduated college.
We did.
So I guess I'm the link between Amanda and Shandy for the broadcast's sake.
Yes.
I was doing the tribe with Paul and John and Jay Fisher, and I did that for a year with them, and then we brought in Shandy and Alice, and I don't know, Martha, did you come in at the same time?
I was never an official.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like we actually talked about this before.
I know.
Well, what it was is it was like Colleen and Jay and Tim joined at one point, and then Shandy was like a big listener, like really big avid fan of the tribe, right, Shandy?
Yeah,
and
it was when I was like first getting really into
Survivor.
Yeah.
So then Paul kind of recruited you to join the show. So then Shandy got on, and then obviously that's when you met Colleen.
Yes, I got another JJ on there with me.
Yeah.
And then I was only on for like maybe a year. It was right before we started Real Weird Sisters.
Yes, because it started to it was a lot. Everybody had conflicts.
Yeah.
And
there was like a million people on the tribe, and we could never find 3 to record.
And the tribe chat was getting out of control.
It was out of control.
Out of control.
We was out of. I had full days or evenings where I think I would just ignore my infant child just for
you'd come, or like you'd be away from the chat for a little bit, come back to like 700 messages.
Yes.
There's every now and then I'll be a little bit nostalgic for the tribe chat because that was
fun.
But it was a lot. It was
Paul
fun,
was like never involved with it because it was like during his first couple years of teaching, and so he was like swamped with work. Gosh. So I would have to like keep him apprised of all the drama. But yeah, so then that's how I met, like Shandy and I met Colleen through the tribe, and then Amanda through Colleen.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Martha was
and
with
I was
me.
just the tag along little sister.
And I feel like I have to tell the story if I haven't already.
Of when you met Martha?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
This story has been changed over the years.
How has it been changed?
Well, I just remember one time Shandy posting on Facebook or commenting on Facebook that Martha cooked up a storm the first time that she met me.
Did I posted that?
No, so Alice,
you did cook.
Alice posted something about me cooking dinner, and then you commented, I remember when Martha cooked up a storm the first time we met. And I was like, I don't remember that at all.
That sounds really dorky, but yeah, it kind of does check out that I would, yeah.
But I don't remember. I don't remember the first time Shandy and I met.
You did. Well, I'm glad it wasn't memorable at all. It was, I went to Bozeman for Sweet Pea because I was running a 10K, and I remember that your mother said she was like into that. She had complimentary things to say about me running a 10K.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like looking to get me more.
She was like, Alice has a friend who does athletic things.
She was like, Alice should take advice from this like older athletic woman. Yeah. But unfortunately, that dream of our mothers has never been realized.
Well, I will for always and forever love your mother because of them. It's my first impression. And then they were like, we did the race, and then I had never been to Sweet Pea before, but so I did the race, and then I remember we like went to a concert. Like it was cool.
Sweet Pea is like an art festival in Bozeman every summer for Amanda and Colleen. You haven't heard of Sweet Pea, really?
I mean, I have learned so much about Montana in the past 6 years. It's been really great.
I bet.
As like an East Coaster, I'm like, before Shandy, I couldn't even tell you where Montana was on the map.
Right.
I think I called it the Midwest once, and Shandy shut that down.
We don't do that.
Real fast.
Not okay.
Corrected me, put me in my place, and I've never made the mistake again.
Good.
Unfortunately, Montana is making national news right now for terrible reasons, but we can pass.
We got.
But anyway, that trip, that was when then I like continued on to Billings, and that's when I did the Crazy Mountains, Paul Survivor. But I remember, I think this was the same trip. So like you cooked dinner, Martha, and I
don't know why. Like,
why did I cook dinner? I was like 10.
You did from time to time.
It sounded like. How old were you
14.
Actually?
I was 14.
Okay.
It sounded like it was like something that you did from time to time. It was okay. It's possible that it may have been a different time, but
no, I mean I did cook dinner from time to time. I like cooking, and I was kind of getting into it in high school.
Because I don't think I've ever stayed at your guys' parents' house other than that, right?
So you did stay at our house?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stayed the night. Yes.
Yeah.
And
I remember she went to go add Martha on Facebook.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is
Oh, okay. This part I know.
Shandy was like all excited. She's like, should I add Martha? So she went to go add her. And then A few minutes later, we just saw a status Shandy had made.
Martha Crable. She had typed that and hit enter as
For
her
the
status.
record, I may have been, old.
So we were like, that was pretty much locking in your old status at that point.
Yeah.
But to this day, I will just argue, I don't know how that happened, and it doesn't make any sense because, again, I have literally had Facebook longer than you guys. I knew it better because we are like the broadcasters are Mark Zuckerberg's age. We were in college. We were on Facebook before it was cool.
You were on Facebook when it was the Facebook.
The Facebook. Yep.
Right.
I called it the Facebook for
I
so long too.
Yeah, no, so Shandy, you never deleted that status, did you?
No, it's probably not. No, because it comes up periodically, and I sometimes repost it because it's the best status ever.
It was so funny. We laughed so hard.
Yeah. Look, at least it's not as bad as a Chuck Grassley tweet.
Yeah, it's not as bad as a lot of things. It's a very innocent, sweet mistake. But I just am so confused about me cooking up a storm. You
cooked dinner.
Well, you're a good cook. But
I don't think I was.
And your grandparents were there. We talked about Man Gulch. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, awesome. And then at the point where you guys got to know each other better was when you were both on Survivor. Then
yes.
Well, I remember messaging you when I was watching your season.
Yes. Shandy liked Facebook messaging young children. Just kidding. But yeah, she messaged me when I was on Paul's season. So I think I messaged you when I was watching your season too.
Probably.
And you were very excited about me messaging you.
Probably.
So then
Shandy and I were close allies.
That's when she typed in Martha Crable with an exclamation point.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think our friendship became most close when we were very close allies on Survivor Crazy Mountains. So much so we went to the final two together.
Indeed.
There, yeah.
And so can we talk more about these special Survivor in Montana things? Because you mentioned them a lot, and I just politely nod, and I'm like, I wonder what this is all about.
So fun. You should watch them. They're great.
Paul started doing them in his backyard when he was in middle school. Started having friends over, and they would play Survivor for a day and film it. And then by the time he got to I think the first season he did was right after we graduated high school. He filmed a 3-day long Survivor out in the mountains in Montana and then posted it to YouTube in episodes. And so Shandy was on season 3, Martha was on season 4, and then they were both on season 5, which was All Stars. And that was that was his final season that he did.
Do they
his
still
brother
live on
did.
YouTube? Can I find these things?
They are on YouTube, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. If you just look up Heiko Reality, and it's Heiko, Heiko. So you want to watch, and honestly, season 3, season 4, season 5 are all really good.
I tend to agree with that assessment.
The film quality is, early 2010s YouTube, but it's pretty high quality.
Impressive for
what it
given
was.
the conditions. And
if anybody is interested in watching these, I will link to it in the show notes.
I will say the quality now really is quite
challenging
to watch. Yeah,
Shandy pops up right away.
Yeah, Shandy was the star.
Somebody did make a fan.
310 views.
Video.
Not bad.
All Stars was an amazing season. It was so.
It was so much fun.
Yeah,
so much fun.
I never competed. Thankfully, I had Paul asked me to be on season 2. But that was really before I knew Paul very well, and I was gonna do it.
Alice was like, "What?"
No, I was going to do it with my friend Samantha. We were both gonna do it, but then it happened to be the same week as our family camping trip, so I couldn't. And then I was really grateful because that was before I had watched any Survivor, so I would have been weird. I would have not taken it at all seriously, and I don't think I would have had a very good showing.
Well, I feel like my first season was before I had watched any Survivor, and and I think it shows.
So there you go, Brian. Now you have your answer.
Yeah, that was a long answer.
And I'm sorry, I got a little bit distracted because I was scrolling back at my Facebook messages with Shandy to try to find the first time that we messaged.
Oh shit!
God.
She messaged me on August 28th, 2012. Not only do I not have your phone number, this is also my very first private message to you.
That's so cringe.
WTF. Anyway, and then she gives me her number. And then that same message sent twice, and she goes, lovely. That message just sent itself twice.
So funny.
Oh God in heaven.
And then I gave her my number back. And then she messaged me back.
But you gotta also probably read your side of it, because I'm guessing it's equally cringy.
I said, haha, Shandy, period. I don't know what's up with that, period.
What did you say? I don't know what?
I don't know what's up with that, period. And I gave her my number. But then this is, I won't continue this too much longer, but then she said, OMG, I just watched the episode. Ye have officially outlasted me, smiley face. I want Alice and her friends and me used to always say ye to each other. So I wanted to text you my reactions now that I have your digits, but I didn't know if it was too late or not, so I held off.
I'm so cringy.
Shandy's bright red. I love it. No, it's awesome. It was so funny. Cute. Well, and Martha was probably equally, if not more, cringy.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I just like now that I have your digits.
Shandy got those digits.
And
Get
Martha-
those digits, baby.
So bad.
Exactly.
But it was when I was watching your season. And then I was probably like, oh, good thing I friended you on Facebook a couple of years ago.
Oh my God.
Okay, and the last quick thing, Shandy was messaging me about how Paul hadn't uploaded the episode yet. I won't read this whole message just for it's long, but I said boo. I said, why doesn't he tell me these things? Shandy, I know. I was hoping to watch it with a glass of vino right after work. And then I said hashtag typisch, which means typical in Germany or in German.
Who is this person?
Shandy, I was going to make a jokingly mean comment about what he doesn't tell you such things, but I just don't even have it in me. And I said, okay, and then I said, haha, and she goes, now I get no vino and no crazy mountains. WTF. But actually, maybe we'll get it at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Oh, Shandy, these text messages have aged like a fine vino.
Yeah. But that's I'll be done.
That's so painful.
I think we're gonna leave it there because it can't end in a more perfect manner.
Oh dear.
So funny.
Dear.
Okay. In ways to make I don't know, more embarrassed stuff. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, I stole this from JP's Facebook page and I messaged it to Shandy and was like, yo, put this in the outline.
That's pretty awesome.
I don't have permission for this, but we're just gonna roll with it because it was open to the little icon says friends and I'm a friend, so I feel like I can use it. Mm-hmm. So JP had asking for a friend. If men have a spank bank, what do women have? And he's got some really funny friends.
There's some good ones.
Yeah, the comments are. I feel like I don't think I can come up with anything better than what the comments came up with.
So there's two different ones. I think my favorite one might be what Nick said, a rub hub.
I feel like Martha's going to be most likely to come up with one.
I know. I mean, there's so many people said stuff already. I don't know what else to come up with.
Yeah, some of the ones that were already posted were a finger bringer, clam shack, a rub reel.
A rub reel.
I'm sorry, but I don't get one of them, and maybe I'm being stupid.
Which one don't you?
I don't know. Just have some vino when you're reading it, and then you'll
What's a bean dream?
Oh, because flicking the bean is another way to say masturbation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a bean dream, get it? Like a spank bank, like
gotcha.
Know,
Thank you.
Dreams. Yeah, you're welcome.
And the more you know.
Oh, hey, Rob.
Maybe Shandy can text it to you in 11 years.
With a glass of vino.
Oh, a glass of champagne, but not Cook's.
Right. Oh, did you guys know that May is masturbation month?
Oh, gosh,
yes.
It's in May.
Yes.
Our 50-year-old cousin posted about that on Facebook, so that's how we learned about that.
Andy wrote us an update last week saying happy masturbation month.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, our cousin posted and we got some really interesting comments from his friends about it and updates on
share?
when he first, well, we learned at what year he first masturbated. And it has been great fun. That's a quote.
Oh my.
All right, this is almost as cringy as my
Oh yeah, not even close. I mean,
Is anybody caught up on Ted Lasso?
Yes,
no spoilers.
Okay.
Still chugging along, but like episode 4, maybe
the couch
3, 4.
The couch joke.
Yeah, the couch, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Solid joke. Well played.
Yeah. Let's see. So Kayla had sent us something it was from Instagram, and it was puns. Harry, this was herpes genitalis and the philosopher's stance, and it was essentially
replacing some of the words of the title with other words to make them
dirty,
yeah. Such as Hogwarts, for example. Some of the other examples in the comments were 50 points to syphilis.
Harry Potter and the Order of the Penis.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, yes.
Was that from the comments, or did you just make that up?
I don't think I came up with it myself, but I did just come up with it myself.
We've definitely done something like that on this show, probably whenever Tim was giving feedback in.
Probably, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We did do Harry Potter porn titles at one point.
Harry Potter titles.
Harry Potter titles.
Yeah, I feel like
that was during our Marry Fuck Kill days too. Which
yes.
Yeah. Good old days.
Oh man,
those were the good old days.
I'll have to pull up to figure out which one we did that on. I know, I believe it. Right, it was here. It was with us, right? It was probably one of the first ones, but good times.
Yeah.
Dude, there are this. I'm looking through the comment thread trying to find other ones to read.
Yes.
And people are like fully coming in and like explaining. People are like actually about like distinctions between herpes, warts, HPV. This is important. It is important to know,
right?
But they are just trying to, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes not every situation needs a well actually.
Yeah. Read the room.
I'm trying to find my saved. How do you find like the threads and stuff that you save on Facebook? Because I did a lot of that in the very early days of the broadcast.
I didn't even know that was a thing you could do.
I think you just type a status in that says saved.
Hit enter.
Yeah.
Saved files.
That's what I'm looking for. Because back in the early days, I used to save stuff and I would read them on the show. But one of the very first shows we did, it was something like the name of the last movie you watched is the name of your vagina or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen those before. Yeah.
Yes, and I just remember we had a really fun time with them, and they would still be in my saved because I don't think I know how to unsave them. So.
Mine would be little fires everywhere.
Oh
my!
Uh-oh.
Very good.
Yeah. I don't think that is very good.
Mine would be Return of the Jedi.
Mine would be Polite Society.
Oh,
wow.
I like that.
How posh.
Navalny.
I think what I've watched.
Navalny, oh no.
No.
Not great.
No.
How
yeah,
if I
did
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, Drag Race.
Nice. If I did the second to last one, it would be Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Yeah, I'm going to be seeing that this weekend, Shandy. I'm very excited.
Enjoy. Have you read the book?
Yes.
Did you read it when you were an adolescent?
Yeah, I did. I think I read it maybe a little bit later than I should. Like it was like later high school. So it's not like I wouldn't say it like had a big impact on me the way I know it did on a lot of people.
It wasn't pre-period.
No.
Okay.
But I still really liked it, and
Yeah.
like I'm really like I recommend it obviously, and I'm excited to see the movie.
Yeah, I ordered my copy, so it's gonna be.
Oh,
here
you didn't
now.
read it? Okay.
Oh
Wait,
no,
shit.
no, I've read it.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I read
You
it
just
when
don't
I was
have a
like,
copy at home anymore.
yeah,
got it. Okay, I was like, wow.
If I owned a copy, it's at my parents' house. Although it would be random. No, I've taken all the books that they've given me. I've taken them all out and put them in the giant bookshelves down here. No, I read it when I was an adolescent.
Gotcha.
I don't remember the exact age, but I would probably say like 6th, 7th grade, something like that. So, yes, I'm super excited for the reread and to see it.
I just started. I finally got my copy yesterday.
Yeah,
and it's cute. Like I actually, so the copy, it's like a reprint from like 2014, I think. So it's like you can really tell. It's like it's like a beautiful book, but it's like the cover has like the little like dots of like texting. So it's like, are you there, God? And then it's like ... Like,
I think that's the one I ordered. Yeah.
It's beautiful. The pages are very thick. So it's like when you're sort of turning the page, it's like, did I skip a page? Is it? No, it's just that thick.
Just high quality.
I've done it several times now that I'm like, did I skip? No, still just one page.
Oh my God.
Thank God there's page numbers otherwise.
Yeah. And if you're listening to this and haven't listened to us talk about this, go back 2 weeks to episode 7.41 and hear what we thought about the book and the movie. And I'm going to try to watch the documentary on Judy Blume.
Oh, yes.
That Matt mentioned. Yes. So I make no guarantees, but I'm going to try to fit it in. That's what she said. Okay. So we've got one last email before we wrap up this year's crossover. And this is an Andy update.
So, hey, broads. Maybe I spoke too soon about things being good with my coworker. The last couple of days, she has been openly using her cell phone at her desk, engaging in long calls about some issues with her house. Yesterday, she spent 40 minutes having a loud, boring conversation, really coming off like a low-key secret Karen at points, with some poor customer service employee. Today, she spent the last 75 minutes of the day texting. She doesn't even pretend to be doing work. Her computer screen is off, and she's checked out of what she should be doing. I should add, you are not allowed to have your phone with you phone out at my work. There's literally a sign outside the break room of a phone with a red line through it. If you get caught twice, you're fired.
Oh, shit.
As you can probably guess, we are on our own for the most part. See also the 45 times I've caught her sleeping.
This is a true story, guys. He's actually counted the amount of times that he's caught her sleeping at her desk. She's also
get some
old.
Sleep. Okay.
She's like 60-something, 70-something, yeah. 80-something.
And I'm reluctant to come forward because I don't want to be a tattletale. I'm really getting frustrated at another lackluster employee failing to meet a low bar. I'll probably have to confront her about this because it is unfair to me and disrespectful of my time. Guess I'll leave you with that. Here's hoping that goes well, or maybe I start looking for jobs again. Hashtag I'm with her is Andy.
Andy, my friend. Andy. I feel like the writing has been on the wall for a few years.
This job does not,
look for a new job.
Yeah, wow. This sounds very toxic.
I do, because honestly, this lady, apart from the Karen stuff and apart from the fact that she's like 80 and still has to work because this is America.
Yeah. She did sound kind of awesome.
I know. Apart from all that, she sounds like she's doing this job like she should. Just like blatantly saying fuck you to the no cell phone policy.
Phoning it in, if you will.
I'm kind of like with her on this for the most part.
You're with her?
Well, yeah. I guess I would like to know where's any of the management in this. Like, I know that you said that they're usually alone, but like, if they're going to be like so, like, to me, this is on management to figure out what to do with her.
Yes.
So it sounds like, from what we understand of Andy's work situation, is that management is pretty much non-existent because he has had a string of coworkers that just don't do work.
But so then why are they making these strict policies about phone use? Like,
I don't know.
I can't really blame this coworker for having her phone out if they're not actually enforcing it.
And yeah, and I'm sorry, Andy, that you're the one that's suffering at this.
Right, yeah.
Right.
No,
I don't feel like you need to be doing like extra that part.
Yeah, just I think continue doing your bare minimum. Like you don't need to cover for this person, but you also don't need to like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he does, so maybe if it's like some sort of job where he feels like he's going to be hurting other, like I don't know if it's like a service sort of job, like, but like if it's just something that's corporate and like you're not really, just do your job, like do what you're required to do and no more, because
no
I don't
more.
want you protect your peace.
Yes.
Apparently they call that quiet quitting, but I call that doing your fucking job.
I call that protecting your peace. Yeah.
I call that
what
your
they
job
pay you
doesn't
to do.
Yes, your company doesn't really care about you, so
Clearly not. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
anyway.
too bad though. I'm sorry that that's going on.
That's
Yes.
stressful for sure.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that we have finished all of the feedback. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at us.
Wow.
Hey.
Look at us.
Do we have any other cringe messages from Shandy that we want to read?
Please
Oh,
no.
I mean, I definitely
Please
no. There was
Good
one. There
God.
was one. I'm not going to say it. It was cringe from me because I was like, I've got to log off now. I have marching band.
Oh, no, that's cute.
And I was like, I can't watch Survivor tonight. I have too much homework. And then Shelly was like, why are you on Facebook then? I was like, oh, you got me. So yeah, that's I think enough extended. Our parents used to cut us off with extended quotations from books. I guess you guys can cut me off with the extended quotations from Facebook.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. I always love recording these episodes. It's like these episodes and the episodes where we talk about Christmas movies. They're like my favorite things
highlights
to
of the
The
record
highlights
every
of the
year.
year. Yeah. for
Exactly.
So fun. Thank
Well,
you for
we
having
always
us on
love it,
again.
too. It's always a blast. And so glad we always get to do this, even when we have to postpone. It makes me look forward to it even more.
Yeah.
Yes, I forgot we were supposed to do this in January.
Well, and we've done this before too. I feel like almost it's kind of part of the
Yes.
tradition. Is like we postpone it. we
yeah,
find a
usually I
time.
gotta lock
Well,
you guys down.
5 people, 2 moms. Like it's
Yeah.
a lot
It's a
of
lot,
a
yeah.
lot of moving
It's impressive.
pieces. Yeah,
You make it work.
it's worth it.
and 4 cat moms.
True. Very good point.
No, but thank you guys. Do you want to plug all your stuff before we go?
Sure, you can find our podcast, The Real Weird Sisters, wherever you listen to podcasts. We talk about Harry Potter in addition to other children's books now. We have a 3 type of episode rotation. We're doing character studies of Harry Potter characters, Take Fives with Shut Up Tim, where we talk about the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire movie 5 minutes at a time. And then we're also doing Into the Pensive episodes, where we talk about a favorite childhood book that Alice and I read when we were kids, not related to Harry Potter. So those are our 3 types of shows that we do every Monday. You can just search The Real Weird Sisters and you'll find us.
So is Judy Bloom too like of the moment right now?
We should do an Are You There, God? That should maybe be our next one. We already did Tales of Fourth Grade Nothing. That was our first Judy Bloom book that we did.
That's right.
Because that was like our
That's right.
favorite of the Fudge series, but that's so different. So I feel like we could do a different Judy Bloom book.
That's like an
that,
elementary book.
right?
Yeah.
So I feel like we could still do an Are You There, God one. That would be a good idea.
Yay!
Yeah, but we are having a lot of fun doing those podcasts. It's kind of nice to, after 7 years of Harry Potter, to branch out a little bit.
I understand.
Yeah.
Still sticking in the children's lit genre.
Yeah. For
Do
now,
you want
we'll
to
see.
share your socials or anything like that, or
We're both on Twitter at Real Weird Sisters, Real Weird Sister no S. I'm at
Your
Real Weird
digits.
Martha, and Alice is at Real Weird Alice.
Yep.
Yep. We
Awesome.
couldn't be Real Weird Sisters. Too many characters, apparently.
boo?
I blame Elon, even though he was not in charge at the time.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Blame him.
Yeah.
It's very easy to blame everything on Elon.
I
'cause he
also
sucks.
blamed Jeff Bezos. But I'm not sure why, but I do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're the worst. The worst.
The worst.
The worst.
All right. Well, thank you all, though. Again, if anybody has any feedback for anything that we talked about today, even if it's for Alice and Martha, if you want to send it to us, we can pass it along. Or if you know how to Facebook them, you can send it to them.
You can send them cringy.
We're not as active on the
message.
Facebook messaging as I have marching band. Sorry.
Oh, it's so funny. Like Shandy's like vino, and Alice is like marching band.
Right. I was like literally like 15. So Shandy's like, I'm settling down with a glass of vino.
Oh,
I love it.
so bad.
No, it's
anyway,
beautiful
It's really
memories.
not, Shandy.
Beautiful memories. They were some
Send
fun
us-
times.
Whatever
some
you've
very
got
fun
for.
times.
And if you have any suggestions, if for anything you want us to talk about, since we have no idea what we're doing next month anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can still do Yellow Jackets. We just can't do it in the beginning of the month.
True.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay. We'll figure it out. We've got time. We've got plenty of time. But yeah, thanks everybody again. The feedback, which I've been saying for like a whole minute and a half now, is thebroadcasters3@gmail.com. You can leave us a voicemail at 331-276-2373. Thank you to the patrons. If you'd like to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/JayandJack. Yes. Thanks to the patrons that contribute at a certain level, and that would be Eckhart Rickner, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, and Ed the Creepy Poopy Head Mailman. And I think that's it. I'm going to guess right now that I am exhausted from the meetup last weekend still. Those things take like a full year to recover from now. But I will preemptively say it was great to see everybody. Yeah, happy Cuatro de Cinco de Mayo, birthday Alice, all the things. May the 4th be with you. May the 24th be with you. Blah, blah, blah.
Hope you had a great May, everyone.
Hope you had a great May. Raise your glass of non-cooks.
And it's gonna be June.
Cheers. It's gonna be June.
Of non-cooks vino.
Non-cooks vino. Hey, so before we go, and this is real fast, when I was scrolling down before on the internets, I noticed that there is a different meme going around this year, and it's Britney Spears, and it is her in the Oops, I Did It Again red jumpsuit, and it's just so typically May.
Oh,
Nice.
So that is for the non-JT fans out there.
nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Okay, well, on that note, everyone, thanks again. See ya. Have a good one. My name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
My name is Shandy.
I'm Alice.
And I'm Martha.
Peace out, everybody.
Bye.